Good afternoon and welcome to Valley News Now. I'm Adam Shalfo, joined by Anna Ballweber. Anna, thank you so much for joining me in studio. Anna, we are talking about the Fargodome today. One of the big local issues on election night last night was the Fargodome measure. We'll explain what that was, why it failed, and what you learned this morning. First and foremost, thank you for being here. And this has been something you've really been following for weeks now as well.
That's right. Yeah, this has been really a topic that's been going on for the past couple of years, but it really kind of blew up last night on election night. I was at the Fargodome really all night yesterday looking at voter turnout, but also because I was keeping an eye on that Fargodome vote. Now that vote was, are we going to expand it? Are we going to renovate it? They've got a list of things that they want to do, and that ultimately failed last night. It was rejected. I think it was 52% of people said no and 48% of people said yes. So it actually was really, really close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there were strong opinions on both sides, and we kind of saw that throughout. But like you said, ultimately it did fail. And so this morning there was a meeting. It looks like some prominent figures there as well in the Fargodome authority taking the stage. What really stood out?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the conversation was surrounding what's next, what's going to be Plan B. Mayor Tim Mahoney was there. He had a lot of good stuff to say. He did say he was pretty disappointed in the rejection. I know they've been looking at it for a while. The president of the Fargodome Authority Board was also there, and he kind of said it's still kind of up in the air. So I wish I had better answers for you. I bet they wish they did too. But as of right now, I mean, they're not really sure.
And I think that's what the story is right now.
Exactly.
That there aren't a lot of answers, frankly.
There's not, but they did give a lot of information that they are working on it.
Very good.
Yep, they said come the beginning of 2025, that's when they're going to start looking at stuff. So really, as of right now, it's kind of on hold, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and take a listen to what Mayor Mahoney had to say about this this morning.
Moving forward, we will continue engaging the community to find ways to keep the Fargodome a valuable and welcoming venue in Fargo and in the region.
So it kind of goes to show, you know, like you said, it is still a big priority. They didn't really get what they wanted. They still want it, though. But it's kind of like history repeating itself because we saw something pretty similar not that long ago.
That's right. Back in December of 2023, so last year, the city held that special election on, it was pretty much the same thing on the sales tax. So the biggest issue here is that they wanted to propose this quarter-cent sales tax for the next 20 years in order to fund the better accessible seating that they wanted. They wanted more bathrooms. They wanted a better ventilation system. So I think that's kind of the root of everything is that sales tax. And that's what failed back in 2023. And again, history repeating itself. So, yeah.
And as far as the expansion details, so better ventilation, you're saying better bathrooms. Is there anything else that came up?
I know we have a lot of that on our website.
Okay.
Those are really the top three that I saw. I know there were a couple other critical infrastructure needs that they wanted to look at. And that's another topic that they hit on at the meeting today. It was, well, these are critical infrastructure needs. I mean, is it so critical that we need a sales tax to fix them, or is it so critical that the money's got to come from somewhere? And that's kind of where we're at right now.
And it seemed like just speaking with different voters about the issue that I learned that people weren't necessarily opposed, and I'm not speaking for everyone, of course, but a lot of the people I talked to who were against it, they weren't necessarily opposed, but they just wanted more answers. And I think everyone gets a little trepidatious when we start talking about a tax. And although that may seem small, you know, things like that build up, and it would have been a very expensive plan. But, you know, it sounds like they're going to stay with it. They've made that really pretty clear here. Let's go ahead and play some more sound from today's press conference.
All is not lost. We still have funds to do things at the Fargodome. What that looks like, we don't know yet. But the Fargodome's not going anywhere. And so we have to take a look at what we need to do, spend what we have right now appropriately, and there will be some changes. They just won't be on the scale of what was originally proposed.
So the two takeaways there is, no, it's not going anywhere.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Fargodome's not going anywhere.
I have a good. I think NDSU's gonna be hosting some playoff games. I'm gonna go out on a limb.
I hope so.
Yeah. So I obviously it's not going anywhere, but it does sound like perhaps they're going to scale back a little bit. You can still reimagine it, but maybe not at the scale that they first intended.
Exactly, yeah, and that's really the point they were trying to make at that press conference that you guys just heard. It was renovations will be happening. It's just a matter of where, when, how, just the 5 W's and everything.
And well, maybe in another 10 months we'll get another vote. You know, who
Yeah,
knows?
right,
Who knows?
yep,
I mean, at this
exactly.
point, it's shown a lot of tenacity on their end, and it's something that it's a great venue. You know, you got a powerhouse football team in there. You have the ability to bring some really great artists to Fargo as well with that. So it's an investment in the community, but it's also something where the community has to invest, and everyone, once they're kind of all on board, you know, we'll see when that day comes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any other things you'd like to share before we let you get back to work here?
Really the only thing I wanted to mention is that the word that they used at the conference today was that they're feeling a little discouraged.
Okay.
The question that I had for them was, what would you tell voters who might have voted yes, who feel really passionately about getting the Fargodome renovated, and they kind of just said, trust us, we're feeling just as discouraged as you are, so just kind of working with them as they work with you. That's really just kind of like what you said, this like back and forth of you help us, we'll help you, we'll have a great Fargodome.
Sounds like it's going to take some time as things do, but you know, they're continuing to try to work towards that compromise. So, Anna, this has been a terrific update. We look forward to more coverage throughout the newscast as well from you. You have a package coming up tonight. I believe that's in the 6 o'clock show.
Yes, that is in the 6 o'clock show. That's going to include all the sound from Mayor Mahoney, David with the president, or excuse me, he's the president of the Fargodome board. I might include some sound. I talked to the director of marketing and sales of the Fargodome too. She kind of, all the sound is similar. They just all kind of have the same things to say. But yeah, that's coming up tonight at 6. Quick couple cells in the 4 and 5. So Fargodome all the time.
All right. Well, sounds like tune into that newscast if you still have more questions. Check out our content online as well. Anna, keep up the good work, staying on the beat on this. I feel like we're going to have some more updates. There might just come in weeks to months as the situation continues to develop. For now, Adam Shaliff with Anna Ballweber, have a great day, and thank you for tuning in on Valley News Now.